A lot of us make mistakes when learning a new language, and it is very fine. It is actually very important to make mistakes so you can learn through making them. This is the way how we people function, how we people improve through making mistakes and then correcting them. And sometimes not correcting them in terms of learning a new language. We can just live with these mistakes. But there are some of them that I think are very important and worth to be corrected. We are just so used to them, we ignore them completely, and nobody from our friends or the people that we are living with tells us about them anymore. So in this video I collected 7 mistakes that either I personally made in the past or some of my friends made or still make. So with that being said, let's start counting them and maybe deleting them completely from our life. The first one is the difference between the two verbs kennen and wissen, that both verbs mean actually to know something, but they are used in different situations. Let's start with the verb wissen. You use the verb wissen when you have knowledge about something. Like for example, I know that the microphone is turned on right now, like hopefully. So ich weiß, dass das Mikrofon an ist. So I have a knowledge about that, the knowledge that the microphone is turned on. Or you can use the word wissen or the verb wissen when you are answering questions with a question mark, like with the word what, where, who, and so on. Like for example, I know who did it. Ich weiß, wer das gemacht hat. Or I know where the car is. Ich weiß, wo das Auto ist. And the verb kennen is used when we are familiar with something or somebody. Like for example, I know this person. Ich kenne diese Person. Or I know something, like I know the difference between this and this. Ich kenne den Unterschied zwischen dem und dem. It's a bit confusing at first when you are trying to differentiate between the two verbs, but when you apply these rules and implement them in the way you are talking, you will get used to this fast. The second mistake is the difference between dasselbe and das Gleiche. Both words mean the same, but dasselbe, it means like exactly the same one. So when I say I have the same car as my father's, like ich habe dasselbe Auto wie mein Vater, das heißt, that means like we are sharing the same car, like there is only that one car that exists and we have it. But when you say das Gleiche, like I have the same car as my father's, ich habe das gleiche Auto wie mein Vater, it means that you have two cars but they are the same, like the same model or the same color or the same blah blah. I do think and hope that people do this mistake only in the early stages, and it actually happens because we people tend to translate sentences and words directly from our mother language. So if I want to say in English I am hot, like the weather is hot and I'm sweating, I say I am hot and it's directly translated to ich bin heiß. But ich bin heiß means in German that I am hot in terms of good looking, like I'm attractive and good looking. And if you feel like it, just say it, be my guest. But I say it sometimes. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I am kidding that I am not kidding. Stop. The right way to say I am hot, like the weather is hot, is mir ist heiß and not ich bin heiß. And it also applies to mir ist kalt, like I am cold, and not ich bin kalt. And it's also important when you say mir ist langweilig and not ich bin langweilig, because ich bin langweilig means I am boring and not I am bored. So be careful. The fourth mistake is a funny mistake that I sometimes hear when people are being asked after their names. So the question comes, what is your name? Wie heißt du? And they answer, ich scheiße. Like, ich scheiße and not ich heiße. And it happens because people are trying to speak fast so they sound more competent and professional. But then the first letter of that word heiße, like the H, is just being swallowed. So you say ich scheiße, and ich scheiße means I am shitting. And yeah, so you can also say it if you want, but I hope not. The next mistake is the difference between erst and schon. It's actually not so tricky because when people do this mistake at first when they are in the early stages, they immediately realize that they made the mistake because the sense or the sentence does not make any sense anymore. But it still sometimes happens because it's just new. But just to explain, the word schon means already and the word erst means only. So for example, if I say es ist schon 5 Uhr, ich habe jetzt ein Meeting, it means it is already 5 o'clock. I have a meeting right now. And when I say es ist erst 4 Uhr, ich habe noch eine Stunde, bis mein Meeting anfängt. It is only 4 o'clock, I still have 1 hour till my meeting starts. The next mistake, Vögel and Vögeln. Like Vögel is the plural from Vogel. which is bird, like bird, Vogel, and Vögel, birds. And when you add the N to it, like it's only one letter, it's gonna be Vögel, and Vögel means in German to fuck. So it's one letter, a huge difference. I actually had a awkward moment with a friend of mine when I told him back in the days, like, I told him, ich mag mehrere Vögel. And then he told me gleichzeitig, like simultaneously, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, ooh, and we didn't talk about it anymore, and it was like, it was sad. The last mistake in this video is very common. It happens actually a lot. Like when we say vowels longer than we actually should, or shorter than they are actually said. For example, two of the mistakes that I personally made was where the first one was Monaten. Monaten, like months, is the wrong way to say it is Monaten, and the right way is to say Monaten. So the weight is actually on the O at first and not on the A. So it's not Monaten, it's Monaten. And other word I used to say wrong is Gespräch. Gespräch is wrong. You say Gespräch. Like you have to say it a bit longer. Gespräch. Sorry, I did this weird thing, but this is actually how you learn it at school. Like German teacher only say to this A with the points on it, like umlaut. They say only always you have to say it like this, like Gespräch. And I really hated it because the teacher was also always repeating it like Gespräch. Shut up. And other example for this that I heard from a friend is the word to watch something. Zuschauen. Zuschauen is the right way to say it, but my friend said always zuschauen. Zuschauen. Like not zuschauen, zuschauen. Another mistake or other example is Mann. Like when you say Mann in German, it's Mann. It's short. It's not man. It's not like man in English. So friends, this is it. I hope you liked the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you have other mistakes in mind, please write them in the comment section. Or if you have any other suggestions for new videos, please write them also. I will try to answer all your comments. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Love you all.